ze zelf niet van hebben. Dus één, ze weten het niet. Twee, ze merken het niet. Nou, zolang mogelijk zo blijft, ja. Ja, goed. Ja, zeker, zeker, zeker. Toen samen met HCAW. Ik zei het al, in wie HCAW. Kan u voorstellen, die van HCAW, of de Q1 van HCAW hier aanwezig zijn in Rotterdam. Dus wij gaan ze graag ook aan u voorstellen. Tegelijkertijd de bereiding van HCAW. De naam van de coureur van de een andere voorbeeld. We hebben heel leuk gehad, maar we hebben geen idee hoe uit. De eerste stap van HCAW met nummer 5, 7 man. Ja, klopt. Weet je, mij herkent het wel gelijk. Ja. Hij praat niet zo heel veel, ja, als je eraan vraagt, maar hij is iemand die voor zichzelf heel snel gaat zeggen wat hij eigenlijk.
Dames en heren, jongens en meisjes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, baseball fans from all over the world, welcome to the live stream of the Holland Series 2022-2022. Voor de Nederlandse kijkers, wij gaan de livestream net als de vorige wedstrijden weer in het Engels doen. Dat komt omdat we een grote schare internationale fans hebben die dat heel graag willen meemaken. We zullen alles zo duidelijk mogelijk uitleggen en jullie meenemen in de wedstrijd tussen Curaçao Neptunus en HCAW. U ziet hier, you're looking at the line-up for HCAW. The visitors from Bussum with number 1 on the batting order. Second baseman Friedrich Llewellyn. The right fielder is Victor Dreyer. Center field is Giandro Tromp. The DH designated hitter is Kevin Dixon. First baseman Quintin de Cuba. The left fielder is Jules Kramer. Third baseman is Max Dreyer, shortstop Bob van der Meer, and the catcher Julian Goins. Coach is Danny Rombly. And then the lineup for Curaçao Neptunus. Number 1 in the batting order is the DH today. He is Stijn van der Meer. Left fielder is Giandido Tromp. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Right back here. So number 1 on the order is DH Stijn van der Meer. He used to play third base in the past 2 games. There was a little bit of confusion. Is everything right? Yes, everything is right here on my list. Second man on the batting order is left fielder Giandido Tromp. Shortstop is John Polodius. Center fielder Roger Bernardina. Third baseman Junior Martina. So instead of Stijn van der Meer, they switched around. Then the second baseman is Dwayne Kemp. Catcher is Dashenko Ricardo. Christian Diaz is a right fielder. And Shadion Yamanika, first baseman. The pitchers of today will be Jim Ploeger for HCAW against Kevin Kelly for Curaçao Neptunus. The manager of Curaçao Neptunus is Riley Legito. Welcome everyone for Game 3 of the Holland Series 2022. HCAW is leading this series with a 2-0 lead. Last Thursday they won their first game here in Rotterdam. And yesterday a very nice picture duel between Kai Timmermans and Dennis Burgersdijk. Dennis Burgersdijk from HCAW was the winner of that duel. And that is how HCAW got their second victory in the series. We're looking at the umpires for today. Home plate umpire is Edwin Louisa. First base is Nick Elshoff. The second base umpire is Roy van der Wateringen. And at third base we're looking at Olaf Steiger. The umpires having their plate conference right now. And we'll wait for their sign to play ball. My name is Jason Houtkamp. Joining me will be Jasper Roos, as per usual. Jasper, welcome
in
Jason. Rotterdam as well.
How are you doing today?
Great, great. How are you?
I can't complain.
Nice. We have
made it just in time.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. Just in time for the baseball festival that's gonna be today. Game 3 of the Holland Series 2022. A surprising lead, I can say, for HCAW, leading 2-0 in this series. Is it surprising to you that they're leading right now?
Yes and no. Yes, because I think if you would have asked us or any of
start Game 3 of Holland Series 2022. For everyone just joining, welcome to the live stream. We'll do this again in English for all our international fans to be able to enjoy our commentary.
There have been quite a few international fans over the last couple of games. Welcome to you all. We're very appreciative of you watching Dutch baseball with us because, you know, why not? It's baseball.
And not just that, it's on a very high level. We have seen some great matchups so far between these two teams. They really show that why they belong in the Holland Series, why they are fighting it out amongst each other to become the champion of the Netherlands. We are going to start. It's play ball time. Number 1 on the batting order for HCAW, second baseman Frederick Llewellyn.
Llewellyn played left field yesterday for HCAW as he swings and misses through the first pitch by Kelly. The first offering of the ball game is a strike.
And the reason why he is playing second base now is because of an injury. An injury for Brentley Martina.
We were afraid of that.
Yep, it was a big sliding yesterday on second base. Roger Bernardina came right at him, and I just talked to him right before the game, to Brentley Martina, and he had all kinds of band-aids around his knee.
Yeah, so you'd assume that during that takeout slide by Bernardina yesterday, something got twisted, or overextended. Martina was on the ground for a substantial amount of time after getting hit yesterday by Bernardina, so it was a surprise to me that he actually
told me
finished
that he could do it on adrenaline. Well, we see some contact for Llewellyn and a nice, I wanted to say a nice sliding catch for center fielder Roger Bernardina, but he couldn't connect with the ball, keep it in the glove, and so it's a base hit. First base hit of this game, of course, leading it off, Frederick Llewellyn. Great job. Brentley Martina, as I was talking about, he said on adrenaline I could make it to the end of the game, but as soon as I got home after taking a shower, he said I couldn't walk for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, not surprised. We both saw that crash at second base yesterday, and it was a hard one.
It was a tough blow, absolutely, and I asked him.
Bernardina obviously built as a brick, like he's a tank. So
it's not gonna give way in any shape or form. And I asked him, will you be there next week? He said, yeah. I'll probably be able to play next week again. Even today, if they really, really need it, I could even enter the pitch. But I don't expect it. Big swing and a miss for Victor Dreyer, the number 9, both on his back as well as his position in defensive position, right fielder.
As we see Stijn van der Meer doing some warm-up sprints down the right field line. Van der Meer, the DH today for Curaçao Neptunus, the sure-handed infielder. Oh, as they pick off Llewellyn at first base. Really nice, quick move by Kevin Kelly, and he picks off Llewellyn. That's one way to take care of business.
Absolutely, Kevin Kelly known for his fierce pick-off move. Very fast ball as well to the first base. Hardly any time to adjust for the base runner as Victor Dreyer connects, but a nice play by shortstop John Polodius, grabbing the ball right out of the sky, stretching his left arm out, getting it in the net of his glove.
That's a good start for Kelly after giving up the leadoff single, getting quick outs here in the top of the first with Jean-André Tromp now stepping in for HCAW. Kelly second on the team this year on Curaçao Neptunus in strikeouts. Only Juan Carlos Zulbaran had more at 82.
Ball 1 for Jean-André Tromp, center fielder for HCAW, number 32.
That's a good pitch. Fastball down the middle for Kelly. Kelly, who uses his fastball, has multiple different kinds of fastballs. He has a running two-seamer. He has a little bit of a cutter action on one. He's a very quick breaking slider as well. And that's a fastball outside for a ball. So 2-1 here to Jean-André Tromp. Game 3 of the Holland Series 2022. As Kelly fires a strike low and inside.
The 2-2 pitch, foul away. Tromp taking a little bit of time because the ball came just on his foot.
Yeah, Tromp, one of the more important hitters in this HCAW lineup, always batting in the at or near the top of the order. Hit 331 this season with an 832 OPS, 12 doubles and a triple in the extra base hit department. 30 RBIs. And was second on the team in total bases with 70. That's quite a handful of total bases for Jan Rottrump. Only Brentley Martina with 71 had more. But strikes out.
Ring and a miss.
And he knows it. Nodding his head saying, yep, that was a good pitch, and I missed it.
And Dennis Burgersdijk also pitching a fantastic season this whole season already. But Jim Ploeger definitely manifesting himself as a great third pitcher.
Yeah, enormous difference in innings pitched between those three, by the way. Lars Huijer and Dennis Burgersdijk carrying the load with 128 and 124 innings pitched this season. And third on the team is Ploeger, who is also the number 3 starter in the rotation, with quote-unquote only 65.1 innings pitched, so almost half of what the other two guys produce. Goes to show that Huijer and Burgersdijk are workhorses.
Absolutely, exactly what you're saying. They managed to pitch a lot of innings during each game, a lot of complete games as well for both of them. And that's
10 in total, by the way, between the two of them. 10 complete games.
Yeah, exactly. That's a lot. So that also means that you don't have to, those first 2 games of the triple header in the competition, that you don't have to use your bullpen that much, so that you have a fresh bullpen for that third game as well.
Yeah.
So that means that Jim Ploeger is able to go all out in his game, give everything he has, and then have fresh relievers behind it. Jim Ploeger now facing DH Stijn van der Meer.
Count currently 2-2 to Van der Meer. Yeah, Ploeger is one of those pitchers, like when he's on, like he was in the last round against Amsterdam, it's almost impossible to hit him or hit him hard. He has a tendency to walk quite a few batters. If you look at this season stats, he pitched 65.1 innings, 64 Ks and 23 walks, which is right about as much or even more than Burgersdijk or Huijer walked in double the innings. So he does have a tendency to walk the occasional hitter. And for that reason, his ERA this season, 4.13, which isn't a number that jumps at you like Ploeger had a fantastic season, but he was very useful for this HCAW team this season. And speaking of walks,
there's the first one.
There's number 1. Stijn van der Meer takes first base after Ploeger is not able to consistently find the strike zone here in the bottom of the first inning. And that has been his pitfall. There are times where he just nibbles the corners a little bit too much, and if he's not on, then the pitches are just a little bit around the zone.
Yeah,
and with Edwin Luisa behind home plate, who is known as a very good balls and strikes umpire.
absolutely, and you can also see right away that Stijn van den balls in the first at bat, 6 in total, where the next batter, Dido Tromp, swings on the first pitch, fouls it away to the left side.
Nice crowd here today. Doesn't look as crowded as it did yesterday in Bussum, but then again, the Bussum Stadium is about half the size of this one. So.
Yeah, half or less actually, I would say. It's still pretty crowdy. Unfortunately, you can't really see. You see a lot of empty spots maybe on the screen, but it also is due to the fact that there's a lot of people sitting on the sides of the stands. Not that many behind home plate.
Yeah, first base, third base sections are
Exactly.
have the best viewing angles as Gianlito Tromp skies that slider high above shortstop, where it's put away by Bob van der Meer.
Gianlito Tromp is de overtuiging van 6 in het slagveld. De kortstop John Polodius.
So one away here, bottom of this first inning. Stijn van der Meer at first base after a walk, and John Polodius with 1 out will be looking to move van der Meer to second, third, or even all the way home to take the early lead. Neptunus need to manufacture something. They need to do something. It hasn't worked out for them in game 1 and 2. Yesterday, dominated the usually pretty scary offensive lineup for Neptunus. But Burgersdijk was absolutely phenomenal yesterday.
Beautiful pitcher's duel between Burgersdijk and Timmermans.
As there goes Van der Meer. As that is all right, so we have a called strike at home on a check swing, and Van der Meer is thrown out at second base trying to steal second base. By a lot. It was a nice slide by Van der Meer trying to dodge the tag, but he was not successful. So we see a pickoff in the top of the first inning, and now a caught stealing in the bottom of the first inning. So once again, with both teams running into outs on the bases, we've seen that before in this series. As Polonius grounds to the next pitch to shortstop. Bob van der Meer handles it cleanly, but Polonius too fast, and he will beat out the infield hit. That might have retired Stijn van der Meer at second base anyway with the force out, so we're...
Yeah, true. Although it was a pretty tough run for Bob van der Meer. He had to run all the way into the infield on the grass, pick it up, and then to make the turn to second base. Maybe just as hard as the throw to first base. So actually, it might have been a little bit of a little bit too aggressive maybe, the base running for Curaçao Neptunus early game. But they want to put pressure on HCAW's defense.
As time is called to move a bat boy into the dugout, who was apparently in a spot where he was not allowed to be. As Roger Bernardina digs in, lefty on lefty action here. Jim Ploeger, the lefty pitcher, throws a strike 1 to the veteran Bernardina. And the brightly colored bat that Bernardina plays with, a yellow handle and a bright orange top half of the baseball bat. As that next pitch by Ploeger is a fastball way outside. Nice stop right there by Julian Goins. Ploeger doing some maintenance work on the baseball apparently. Before he takes his position on the mound. throw his 1-1 pitch. There it is. That's a breaking ball. That's nice and swervy, almost like a slurve.
Yep.
Slider curveball.
Yep. Made his way through the biggest part of the strike zone.
So 1-2 pitch coming here to Bernardina, who swings and chops it. Oh, that could not have been thrown better. He chops it over the head of Quinton de Cuba at first base. It rolls all the way into right field. And now Bernardina is hung up between first and second. This is...
And there's on third base, there is John Polodius coming over home plate, but that does not count because the out was already made at first base with the rundown of Roger Bernardina.
That is bad base
the
running.
Third out, yeah, interesting moving over there. John Polodius was already way back. He almost slid past third base, made his way back, and then got sent through to the home plate. While there was a rundown going on between first and second base for Roger Bernardina.
Yeah, that's not the best base running ever. Yeah, that's not good base running. I kind of understand what Bernardina maybe was trying there. He was trying to stay in the rundown long enough so that Polodius would score before the out was recorded, but there was no need for him to be caught away from from first base so far that there was actually a rundown, because you take the bat out of the hands of your next hitter. It's not a bad one. Junior Martina was on deck. So you take the bat out of the hands of your teammate. So I don't know exactly what Bernardina thought was about to happen with that throw in from right field, but there's no way he should have been caught there in the rundown. And then it took Polodius a little too long to realize that he needed to barrel it down the home plate to try and score before the tag was applied to Bernardina. But as Edwin Luisa gestured towards the official scorers, it was too late. Bernardina was tagged out before the runner had crossed home plate. So Neptunus run themselves out of the inning. First with a stolen base, or caught stealing, by Stijn van der Meer. And then some just bad base running by the rest of the team.
Yeah, I just talked a little bit earlier about some wet spots on the gravel here and there, and not just around home plate, but also around some of the bases. It's a little bit darker, a little bit wet, a lot of moist underneath the gravel there, and especially if you have a lot of speed and you need to brake fast, and your spikes will grip deep into the gravel, getting into that wet zone. And that's where John Polodius actually slipped away, crawled back to third base. Too late to realize what was going on between first and second. We're heading to inning number 2 with DH leading it off, Kevin Dixon.
Kevin Dixon hit .291 on the season, this season for HCAW, 779 OPS.
And that's a swing, called swing.
Yeah, Dirk's is second on the team in on-base percentage for HCAW this season. One of only 2 players who broke the 400 OBP mark on HCAW. The other one, Jan Tromp, as Dirk skies this one in the left field, and that should be caught by Jandido Tromp for the out. Indeed it is. So Dirksen retired. Yeah, 400 OBP is not bad. So Dirksen being one of the 2 players on the team breaking that mark tells you all you need to know about the DH. He gets on base. Not this time, though.
Not this time, no. A fly out to left field, and he has been followed up by first baseman Quinton de Cuba. Left-handed batter. And a nice fastball by Kevin Kelly. Once more for strike 1. It's both a blessing and a curse for Kevin Kelly that he has such a nice fastball and some very fast pitches, because that's his main arsenal. Not a lot of difference in movement, yes, but not a lot of difference in speed, and all pretty fast fastballs, which means that if you hit it well, it will fly away and it will go deep. But still within those fast pitches, a lot of variety in his arsenal, a lot of movement. always looking for the edges. There's a big swing and a miss for Quinten de Cuba. For strike 2, making the count 2-2 with 1 out.
As we would also, in the meantime, while there's some chatting going on between Kevin Kelly and Dwayne Kemp, I'd like to welcome in all our viewers in the chat as well. If you watch on YouTube, we have a chat, a live chat. We read it. You can talk to us if you want to. So hello to our friends from before, Let's Dance Raf. And we see Spike Sanders, welcome. Miriam Echink, Victor de Jong, and of course HCAW 4, who has been in our chat before. You want to come say hi? Hop on the YouTube, KMBSB YouTube page. We're live, there's a chat, we can talk. As in the meantime, it's a full count to Quinten de Cuba here. As Kelly winds and delivers for the payoff pitch, and de Cuba whiffs for strike 3. Out number 2 here in the top of the 2nd inning. And that brings Jules Kramer to the plate, who says hello to home plate umpire Edwin Luisa, as well as his fellow catcher, because normally Kramer is also a catcher. Dushenko Ricardo catching for Curaçao Neptunus. And then as Kelly fires strike 1 in 2, Dushenko Ricardo. Is also worth noting that Jules Kramer made his international debut for Team Kingdom of the Netherlands during Hongball Week a couple of weeks ago, and he was able to make his debut because Dushenko Ricardo got sick. And he replaced him on the roster as the 3rd catcher on the full, I think, 50-man or 46-man, whatever it was. A huge roster, the preliminary roster that Team Kingdom had. So with Dushenko Ricardo falling ill for a week, for a couple of days, it was Jules Kramer's time to shine in the orange of Team Kingdom of the Netherlands. As Kelly is not wasting any time, and everyone of the Curaçao Neptunus infield was already on their way to the dugout on that slider. But Luisa said no.
Making the count 2-2. Kevin Kelly needs to calm down just a tiny bit, get his head into this count again. And there it is. Nice strikeout. Jules Kramer is the 3rd out. That's the 2nd strikeout in a row for Kevin Kelly, who managed to readjust very nicely from that little bit of confusion there about the strike zone.
We have a question in the chat from Gerrit Jan saying both teams are fielding new pitchers today. Is that regulations or are there injuries? No, this is a matter of these pitchers having thrown so many pitches yesterday and Thursday. The starters, Dennis Burgersdijk and Kai Timmermans yesterday, and Lars Huijer and Jason. But they need to rest. They can't pitch 100 pitches every day, so they need to recover from that. So we will definitely not see Burgersdijk and Timmermans today.
Yeah, maybe it's hard to imagine if you're not a pitcher yourself what a big effect it has on your shoulder and your arm and your elbow. And actually you're pitching with your whole body, and to throw 100 pitches, like 100% every one of them, you need to have the same focus for every single pitch. Also the tension on your arm, flexibility on your arm. That requires recovery after such a long and intense game, and that's the reason why they only pitch. The starters only pitch 1 game a week.
So there's a chance that you see a reliever 2 days in a row, because sometimes a reliever only pitches 5 or 6 pitches, like if there's a quick inning. The starters who throw as many pitches as Timmermans did yesterday and as Burgersdijk did yesterday, not a chance that they throw back-to-back days. That's impossible.
Oh, and they didn't even pitch that many balls. If you look at it, I think it was around 85, 86 balls or pitches in total for Dennis Burgersdijk yesterday. Usually for a starter, it's around the 100 mark that they need to be replaced. It also depends. Each game, how many pitchers you're gonna throw. You're gonna have to throw. We're looking at Junior Martina, the batter for Curaçao. Neptunus leading it off. Big swing and a miss there.
I could feel that breeze from this swing. The wind made it all the way up here. I've spotted, last time I saw Jim Ploeger pitch, like I mentioned, was against Amsterdam in the previous round of the playoffs when he threw that 10-inning complete game. And his catcher from that game is sitting to our left here in the stands, Jair van Borculo, not part of the active roster right now, but he caught all 10 innings for Ploeger for that game, if I'm not mistaken. There's Martina. Fouls it off. Count hangs at 2. 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here, bottom of the second inning. As Martina pops that one up into left field. Kramer floats under it and puts it away for the out. And that's been the story so far, Jason, for these first couple of games that we've seen in this Holland Series, is that Curaçao Neptunus, they make contact, but it's never like overly hard contact, or it's right at someone.
Absolutely, they seem to fail to be able to drop the ball somewhere. It either dies in the infield, where actually very good infield, very solid with Bob van der Meer on shortstop, recovering a lot of balls, and with a good arm he manages to get it on to first base. But in the outfield they're not struggling that much, even though we've seen some great plays by the outfielders, both in right field, Victor Dreyer, as in center field, Giandro Tromp, even Jules Kramer last Thursday evening had a fantastic running catch. And there's the contact there. That's how you do it. That's what we were just talking about. Dwayne Kemp connects and drops it into the left field. A nice base hit for Dwayne Kemp, who still has to find his groove in this Holland Series just yet, even though he had a couple of very nice base hits. But also with not a lot of runners on the bases, it's tough for him to really make the difference. Maybe he starts something, maybe he gets the heat going for the home team in this second inning. 1 out, runner on first. Up now is Dashenko Ricardo. A very, well, not fierce pickoff attempt at all. Let's put it that way by Jim Ploeger. Dashenko Ricardo loves to have people on base. Big swing there on that pitch for strike 1.
Just some quick housekeeping. Misha Kuiper saying in the chat that Jair van Borculo didn't catch the whole game. He got ejected in the 9th inning. That's a different game. I'm talking about the game for, was it August 21st? And according to my memory, as well as the box score, that was not a game that van Borculo was ejected in the 9th inning. So maybe I was not clear what game I was talking about. But
well, maybe you and Misha can talk that over in a nice setting with a nice beer together. Figure that out, because we're looking at a 1-1 count here with 1 out and another pickoff attempt. We gotta call it that way. It wasn't really though. Jim Ploeger just making sure that Dwayne Kemp, the speedy base runner, has to get back to his base just for a little bit. Just let him know, I'm looking at you. I got you in my sights. There's the pitch. Ooh, and it's fouled away, back and away to the mask of Edwin Luisa, to the umpire. His colleagues take off their caps, put them to their chest to show
Sympathy.
camaraderie and sympathy. And even one of them, Nick Elshoff, is going to check on him.
You also noticed immediately, by the way, Julian Goins. I've talked about this before in previous games, where the catcher and the umpire during baseball week, was a couple of situations too, where either a catcher gets hit in the mask or an umpire gets hit in the mask, and they give each other some time, like a breather. Like if a catcher gets hit, the umpire gives him some extra time to catch his breath, and vice versa. And immediately when Julian Goins heard the ball hit the mask of Edwin Luisa, he walked slowly to his pitcher to bring him the baseball, just give Luisa some time to recover from getting hit in the mask, because I can tell you that is not fun.
No, it was a big pitch and a big swing as well by Dashenko Ricardo. A lot of speed on that, the exit speed on that ball. There goes Dwayne Kemp to second base. There it is, stolen base for him, getting him into scoring position. That's not good for Jim Ploeger, who was keeping an eye on him constantly. And with that small break of the umpire getting hit, maybe he lost his focus just a tiny bit to Dwayne Kemp.
I was just about to look up Dwayne Kemp's speed stats for the season when Luisa got hit in the mask and I got sidetracked. But he did lead the team in stolen bases this year for Curaçao Neptunus. Had 17, only caught 5 times. So as Dashenko Ricardo strikes out, Kemp definitely one of those base runners that tries to make something happen on the base path, with 17 steals, followed on the team by John Polodius with 14, Christian Diaz with 11, and Roger Bernardino also broke the double-digit line, 10 stolen bases. So definitely also an aggressive base running team, Curaçao Neptunus. We haven't seen a whole lot of that in this series, but once they get guys on base, they will attempt to make something happen, as with Stijn van der Meer in the first inning, who got thrown out at second base trying to steal.
Yeah, they're also a team.
Oh, there goes Kemp again.
Yep, and there's another throw. No, another stolen base for Dwayne Kemp to the 3. Get him in even a base closer to the home plate.
Yeah, he stole that one off Ploeger.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ploeger did not look back at all at second base. He was just not at all focused on Kemp. He was focused on the home plate area, the next batter, and Kemp took advantage. Veteran baseball player.
Now close to home plate. And there's the swing and the contact, but it falls away to the left side. And with 2 outs on the board, that was a worthy stolen base. A single will do now to score the first run of the game. Christian Diaz, the man to bet this runner in. Looking at a 1-1 count. Pitch, nice inside pitch, went all the way from the nice slider all the way out to in. To inside, very nicely done.
Let's look at the scoreboard. We got, according to the scoreboard, pitcher Aaron de Groot is currently batting, which is not the case. It's Christian Diaz.
And a strikeout for Christian Diaz. Big strikeout there for Jim Ploeger. Very important one with a runner on third base. And to get that strikeout is big in this ball game. Early on, the score after 2 innings still 0-0.
Je wil geen headset. Welcome back in Rotterdam. You were watching some commercials. We have commercials. So every now and again, in between innings, we'll show you some of our sponsors. Because yeah, baseball in the Netherlands is like any other sport. We rely on sponsorships and funding as well. Someone needs to pay the bills. And we're very thankful that we have sponsors that help us pay the bills. As you see, Neptunus take the field. Kevin Kelly taking his warm-up pitches. I like Kevin Kelly's throwing motion. It's very clean. There's not a lot of moving parts. It's to the point. It's not a whole lot of like random things going on. It's a very low maintenance wind-up. Old school almost.
Leading it off in this third inning is Max Dreyer. On deck is Bob van der Meer. Behind that is Julian Goins. Those will be the three batters for HCAW. Nice strike there. A lot of movement in that slider. Max Dreyer looking at strike one. The second one he doesn't let go. No way. Jose, he makes the contact, but it falls far back and away for strike two.
Max Dreyer, one of the mainstays in the lineup for HCAW, batted .257 on season 715 OPS. 9 doubles,
and
2 triples, and a home run.
Three. That's 3 strikes in a row, including that foul ball. Nice strikeout. Nice to get the lead-off hitter right away with 3 pitches and a strikeout. That's efficiency right there. 3rd strikeout in a row for Kevin Kelly.
As Bob van der Meer was walking up to the plate, he seemed to ask Max Dreyer something about the pitches, but there was no time to get an answer as Kelly works fast and throws another strike here, this time to Bob van der Meer. Kelly usually a pretty quick worker anyway, but we saw yesterday as Kelly already delivers strike 2. You already mentioned Kai Timmermans, who pitched a great game yesterday. He struggled in the early innings because he was working so slowly that he was getting into his own head. And once he started to pick up the pace and just got the ball and threw the ball, he was very, very good for the last 4 or 5 innings. And it seems that Kelly has adopted a similar strategy. We're just going to pitch quickly, get outs quickly, and get my offense back on the field as Van der Meer pops out here to Dwayne Kemp at second base with the 2nd out of the inning. And at this pace, we'll be home before dinner.
Oh, always when you say that, you know what happens. We'll sit here until midnight.
Yep.
Which I wouldn't mind that much, because if we are being treated by great baseball here.
And we got plenty of food here because we have the toasty stand right in front of us. So if we get hungry, we just ask for a toasty.
Exactly. Julian Goins up now with 2 outs, no one on base. The catcher for HCAW. There's that one go for strike 1.
Kelly is just locked in right now. He's just throwing strikes and kicking ass and taking names. And another strike. Oh. A little premature celebration here.
Yep. Yeah, Julian Goins really has to rethink his strategy here. Looking at the 1 and 2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kevin Kelly not hesitating at all. Going for strike 3. Locks it in right there. No chance. Another looking strikeout. Julian Goins is the 3rd out. That's the 2nd 1-2-3 inning. And the 5th strikeout already for Kevin Kelly. It's one of the things that we didn't see that much in the past 2 games. A lot of strikeouts, high strikeout pitching. Kevin Kelly coming out hot with 5 strikeouts in the first 3 already.
We're talking about the toasties. There's quite a line there for the hot dog and toasty stand. I guess they're really good. A lot of people getting a little peckish. It's 2:40 in the afternoon here in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, where you're watching The Holland Series 2022, the finals of the Dutch Baseball League between Curaçao and Neptunus from Rotterdam, the home team today, and Bussum, HCAW Bussum, as the visitors. HCAW have a 2-0 lead in the series after winning both Game 1 and Game 2 in this best of 7. Spoke with Stijn van der Meer yesterday, the Curaçao Neptunus DH today. Asked him, so how are you guys feeling? Do you guys feel deflated? Are you ready to mount a huge comeback in the series? He says, well, we did it a couple years ago. We were trailing 2-0 in a series against Amsterdam and reeled off 4 straight wins to take the title home, and we want to go do that again. So Stijn van der Meer clearly stating Neptunus is not out at all. They are ready to come back, and it's such a veteran team too. Like most of the guys on that team are so experienced in either Dutch baseball or international baseball, and that was it's good to see that Neptunus they're down, but they're definitely not out. So today will be the first step towards that reeling off 4 wins in a row, like Van der Meer said yesterday.
Yeah, I think if I recall correctly, weren't they down 3-0 against Amsterdam in that Holland Series? And then made the comeback to win it?
2-0.
Or 2-0.
I don't
Sorry,
remember.
my bad.
One of the two.
Exactly. Anyway, so we have some nice people in the chat as well. Thank you for joining us, of course.
Krommenie in the house.
Krommenie, Paul van den Boogaard, for example. Misha Kuipers, Gerrit-Jan Rebel.
As that ball is fouled out of play by Shadian Yamanika, who has changed jersey numbers? Yeah, he's playing with jersey number 20 today. He was playing with jersey number 3 yesterday and Thursday.
Sharp as a knife, as always. As per usual, Jasper Roos sitting next to me in the commentator booth. If you're wondering why we're actually speaking English, even though we're native Dutch speakers, we have a lot of international viewers. We are even streaming this on different international platforms as well, so to accommodate everyone who does not speak Dutch.
Which is quite a few people
yeah.
in the world.
Exactly. We all welcome them, we all join them and try to make them part of the game as well, hoping that we are as clear as can be for the Dutch viewers as well to also keep track of what we're saying. Well, there's a nice grounder there to Dwayne Kemp. Looked like maybe it was going to be a base hit. Or sorry,
Fildrik
it was,
Llewellyn.
yeah, absolutely, Fildrik Llewellyn. And a nice play there. Came all the way running into the field on the grass. But he was quick on his feet to retire Shadian Yamanika.
Trying to find out why Yamanika is playing with a different jersey number. The suggested consensus is that he just forgot his jersey today and he's borrowed one from someone else. So that is a strike by Ploeger to Van der Meer. Let's see who's the usual number 20 over at Curaçao Neptunus. Let's see if we can find that out.
Stijn van der Meer. And we're back on the top of the order now. I think I might have an idea who that would be.
No, there's no number 20 listed on their roster, so.
No. There is the grounder to shortstop Bob van der Meer with a nice grab there. That's hard enough. He had to stretch all the way out to the ground to field that ball and then make the play to first base. Nice play there by shortstop Bob van der Meer against his brother.
Yeah, Van der Meer violence here.
Yep, absolutely. Bob van der Meer being the younger brother of them both. There's a 3 years difference. While Rodolfo Rodriguez says hi from New York City, which is one of the reasons why we are broadcasting this in English today. Nice play there by Bob van der Meer. And that's also one of the things that Coach Danny Rombley has going for him, that he can really rely on his infield and his defensive, both infield and outfield, on top of his pitchers and just a good batting team, a good offensive team.
I think the jersey number change is like an official one because I have an official Neptunus roster here.
And another nice grab by Bob van der Meer, line drive into his glove. And that makes Giandido Tromp the third out.
Donuts across the board, 0-0. We are headed to the top of the fourth inning here in Rotterdam, where Kevin Kelly strolls to his position in the center of the diamond on the mound, the loneliest position in baseball. HCAW has been held to only one hit so far by Kelly, who has been absolutely fantastic. We also see, as always, HCAW manager Denny Romley take his spot in the third base coaching box. He likes to manage from the actual field of play instead of from the dugout.
A solid inning, we saw just a solid inning by HCAW. Defensively, a 1-2-3 inning. And now back to the action on the field offensively now for HCAW. Back on the top of the order, number 5, second baseman Fildrik Llewellyn.
Who gave his bat a little kiss just now as he was walking to home plate.
Oh,
for good luck.
Yeah. I know people who catch fish that they kiss them before they throw them back. I didn't know it was also a thing with baseball
Apparently
bats.
It is, yeah. As Kelly winds, fires, and that is just a little bit high for a ball. Llewellyn batting from the left side against the right-hander Kevin Kelly, who deals a strike in there for a 1-1 count now. Top of the fourth inning. Tied at 0. Ooh, that's a nice pitch. Fastball inside. Llewellyn ducks out of the way fast enough, so it's a ball.
Saves his kneecaps.
Yeah. Well, I guess Kelly thought that Llewellyn maybe was a little bit too close to the plate, so it was like, oh, back him up a little bit.
Mind games all over the place. There's a pitch, there's a swing, and the miss. Strike 2.
Next year, I hope we have a speed gun too, so we can see how fast Kelly's fastball is, because it looks very lively today. As that breaking ball hits the dirt, Llewellyn doesn't chase, so it's a full count here, and Kelly will be looking to retire the leadoff man here in the top of the fourth. And Llewellyn obviously is anxious to get on base, so that HCAW can manufacture some runs, as they've been doing for the past couple of months.
They're very comfortable being on base, putting a lot of pressure on the defense, on the pitcher, getting him out of his concentration, out of his focus. There's the wind up for the full count pitch, and he falls it back. But now the fact that they miss Brindley Martina, who is one of the stars on base, with stolen base, most stolen bases, it's an award that he got yesterday as well.
Yeah, I spoke with Brindley Martina as Kelly winds and fires, and Llewellyn fouls it back. I spoke with Brindley Martina after the game on Thursday. He was a crucial part of that victory for HCAW over Neptunus on Thursday. And he said, yes, it all starts with me. I am the spark plug that needs to make things happen at the top of the lineup. And we can clearly see the difference. He's not there today, and the combination of Kevin Kelly, who's been excellent as he strikes out Fildrik Llewellyn, but also the lack of the spark plug Brindley Martina at the top of the lineup is giving HCAW some issues here. But let's not forget, Kelly is unreal so far today.
a strikeout number 6 on the board for him. And now facing Victor Dreyer. Swings on the first pitch, misses for strike 1.
Yeah, this is the Kevin Kelly that we've seen a lot of over the last couple of seasons, both for Curaçao Neptunus as for Team Kingdom of the Netherlands. Moving the baseball inside, outside, up, down, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Just really hard to face a pitcher like this who's able to throw everything for a strike whenever he wants to. As he winds up, and that is popped up, and that will go out of the field of play.
I was waiting for that ball to drop on top of the roof here. Usually gives a pretty loud bang. Well, it didn't come.
I actually don't know where it ended up. I didn't see it at all. Mystery baseball disappeared in the skies above us. 1-2 pitch coming up here with Victor Dreyer at the plate. There's that pitch by Kelly once again, and elevated, and I think that was a breaking ball. And he swings through it for out number 2. That's how many strikeouts for Kelly now?
Seven pieces in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 batters.
Wow.
7 strikeouts, 9 batters.
That's crazy. We're only in the top of the 4th, and he's already got 7 Ks. Are we on the 20 strikeout watch here? Ooh.
Wow, that would be that would be something.
As that pitch is inside for a ball to Jandro Tromp, the leading hitter on the HCAW team. As he ground to chopper to first base, handled cleanly by Yamanika. Kelly covers first base, and that retires the side here in the top of the 4th inning. HCAW Bussum against Curaçao Neptunus is tied at 0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
We vliegen hier al jaren naar de mooiste bestemmingen.
We zorgen voor het lekkerste eten, verkoelende zwembaden, de vetste glijbanen, de beste stranden. En we staan altijd voor je klaar met onze pakketgaranties.
Dat doen we al meer dan 20 jaar.
En dat blijven we doen. Dus
Boek gerust je vakantie bij Corendon.
naar de zon met Corendon!
Seven strikeouts and only 1 hit. Was the very first batter that Kevin Kelly faced. But he picked him off as well. So he recovered from that, and from there on out just fired away. Let's see what Jim Ploeger can put against it. We have seen 3 innings so far for Curaçao Neptunus. And the last inning was a 1-2-3 inning for HCAW as well. And already in the bottom of the 4th inning here. We've played less than an hour. High-paced game in the beginning of this game. And let's see if John Polodius can lead it off in a good fashion for Curaçao Neptunus in this bottom of the 4th inning.
Solid walk-up song for Polodius. Digging the beats. Ploeger gets us underway here with the ball. A little bit high, a little bit outside.
Yeah, a completely different style of pitching between Jim Ploeger and Kevin Kelly. But both strong in what they're doing. Let's Dance Ruff ask us if we remember the complete game of Kevin Kelly recently in the Holland Series as well. I do. It was also a fantastic performance against L&D Amsterdam Pirates. clutching it out for Neptunus. And he's looking great so far as well. There's some more contact for John Polodius. Fouls it back.
Yeah, we've been raving about Kevin Kelly's pitching so far, but Ploeger has not been much worse. Just the strikeout numbers for Kelly are higher than Ploeger, but both pitchers right around the 50 pitch mark. Ploeger now at 47, Kelly at 51. And Ploeger at 32 strikes, make that 33. As that ball is grounded to second base by Polodius. And he is retired at first base. So 32 strikes in 33 strikes in 48 pitches for Ploeger, and 38 strikes in 51 pitches for Kelly. So they're both throwing strikes. And where Ploeger is inducing weak contact, it's the strikeout that's getting Kelly through the game. Two completely different approaches to pitching, but so far both very successful.
And another nice grab just now by second baseman Filderic Llewellyn. Had to make a small 360 in order to get his arm lined up to first base.
Bernardino, one of the Curaçao Neptunus hitters with a single or a base hit behind his name. As that was a very close pitch, called a ball. 3 hitters for Curaçao Neptunus who were able to reach base via base hit were Polodius, Bernardino, also Dwayne Kemp, who's in the hole, Junior Martina on deck, and Bernardino, of course, thrown out in a rundown after his single in his last at bat. As Ploeger fires it in, and that's a strike. Oh, that's a ball. Two and one count to Roger Bernardino, the Shark, who fouls that one back to the screen. So it's 2-2 with one away here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
The bad boys right there to retrieve that ball from behind home plate. A little bit of a delay. Some time for Jim Ploeger to fire this one in. Another weak contact and another grounder to the shortstop. Nice play by Bob van der Meer once more. He has such a solid arm, just like his brother. They feel the ball, and with such ease, such seemingly ease, they throw that ball into that first baseman. And he has to catch it. It's right on the mark. Impressive to see, not gonna lie. So that's 2 outs already. No one on base. Junior Martina looks at that first pitch, which is a ball. Ball 1 for him. Jim Ploeger looking at the mound a little bit, doing some gardening over there. Maybe feels that his foot is slipping a little bit away over there.
Well, his last name means to plow in Dutch, so I guess he is indeed doing some
plowing,
some yard work.
Yeah, exactly. Good point.
One and one to count here to Junior Martina as Ploeger is taking his time, centering himself, as that is low for a ball. As that pitch is popped foul and out of play over our heads.
Onto the parking spots over there. Don't be surprised if you park behind the stadium that you might have some dents in your roof if you walk out of the stadium.
I would never park my car at the parking lot here behind behind the backstop. Absolutely not. That is grounded to Filderic Llewellyn at second base, who flips it over to Quinton de Cuba at first, and that will retire the side. So Ploeger, little bit of a struggle. He wanted to have some words with Edwin Luisa, who walked away from home plate, and you see Ploeger flip his hand, goes like, well, never mind, I'll just keep pitching.
Yeah, because he doesn't need a lot of pitches anyway. Even this, even though he doesn't throw a lot of strikeouts, the contact is not good enough for Curaçao Neptunus to convert it into base hits. Also good defensively, of course, by HCAW, but again a 1-2-3 inning, which makes the life of Jim Ploeger so much easier.
In between innings, the teams, especially Neptunus, are not in a rush. Taking their time, taking the field. As only just now has Kevin Kelly reached the pitcher's mound to throw his warm-up pitches. Whereas during the game, he works lightning fast. Let's take a look around the stadium, what kind of baseball hats we can spot. I see some baseball culture hats. I need to get my hands on one of those. Seattle Mariners to my left, Team Kingdom of the Netherlands as well. Several White Sox hats, always good to see. Baltimore Orioles buying a toasty right now. Quite a few HCAW hats as well. Some Neptunus. You love to see it. Nothing like a good baseball hat. So we're about to get this next inning underway, top of the 5th inning. Kevin Dirks is stepping in against Kevin Kelly. Kelly winds and fires, and that is inside for a ball 1. Kelly, who reeled off a whole range of strikeouts in his last 2 innings, will be looking to continue that trend here as he winds and fires for the second pitch of the at-bat. It's a swinging strike, so we're at 1-1 here for Kevin Dirksen against Kevin Kelly. The battle of the Kevins. Oh, nasty breaking pitch. You could see Dirksen flinch. A little bit of a knee buckle. Like, oh, oops, I didn't see that one coming. And yeah, it's just unreal right now. Kevin Kelly just gets the ball, throws the baseball, and gets strikeouts. Because Dirksen swings right through that one. And that sends him back to the dugout for Quinton de Cuba. Time to see if he can break through the Kevin Kelly hype train, because Kelly's not messing around. So it's up to the lefty slugger, first baseman for HCAW, Quinton de Cuba, to see if he can get something done here against Kelly. And that is, once again, strike 1. These HCAW hitters need to do something to break Kelly's rhythm, though. They need to get either step out of the box, ask for time, or do something, because currently they're just giving him, he's dictating the pace of the game, and they should be taking him out of that zone, as that is a ball for a 1-1 count now.
And even the most experienced hitters for HCAW, like Kevin Dirksen, like Victor Dreyer, Quinton de Cuba, all those guys, Bob van der Meer, they need to try to take their team on some kind of streak, take them up and over Kevin Kelly's insane rhythm that he's got going now. With his 8th strikeout already. Looking at the 2-1 count. Big swing and a miss again for Quinton de Cuba. And that makes the count 2-2. And just like that, it's the pitcher's count already.
It looks uncomfortable to bat against Kevin Kelly right now. It looks uncomfortable. None of these HCAW hitters seem to have a full grasp of what he's about to throw. He's mixing it up as the 2-2 pitch is about to get underway. That's a foul ball. So 2-2. Yeah, Kelly looks in charge. That's all you can say. Like, he looks in charge. This is a good job by Dakuba, by the way, taking some time, walking away from home plate. Try to take back some of that dominance. Oh. Yep, there you go. See, step out.
Yep.
Whether or not there was actually something in his eye, we'll never know. But this is the mind games that you play with your opposing pitcher.
There's the 2-2 pitch inside for ball 3, making it a full count.
Yeah, Dakuba is doing exactly what we were talking about. He's trying to take Kelly out of the rhythm that he's in. He's taking his time getting back in the box, making him wait. As Kelly fires the payoff pitch, and is fouled back off of Shinko Ricardo's leg protector.
Yeah, maybe it was just on the inside of the knee. He looked hurt a little bit. He's walking it off.
Yeah, he'll walk it off. He's smiling.
He's a tough guy.
Oh yeah, he's been there before.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we'll do it all again.
Full count.
3-2 pitch about to be thrown by Kelly as he winds, fires, and Dakuba grounds it to first base. Shady and Yamanika. Kelly covering first, and that retires Dakuba. That was not a bad at-bat, though, by Quinton Dakuba. He's made Kelly throw a couple extra pitches, messed with his rhythm a little bit, so let's see what the rest of the HCAW lineup can do here. Knowing that what Dakuba did might actually be a recipe to success.
And in the end, made contact. It was not the best contact, not gonna lie, but he made contact, and that hasn't happened in a while. Not good contact, for that matter. A lot of strikeouts, of course, so... Now the catcher, Shinko Ricardo, taking a little bit of time for a little bit of a conference on the pitcher's plate to discuss with Kevin Kelly. Okay, what's the plan? There's 2 outs, and up is a good batter, Jules Kramer, who struck out, in his first at bat.
Is there anyone in the lineup that hasn't struck out yet? Is a real question.
Yeah, Bob van der Meer.
Yeah, that's literally the only one. Kelly has struck out everyone in the HCAW lineup at least once, except for Bob van der Meer.
Yeah. And we're in the 5th inning, top of the 5th, mind you.
That was the 65th pitch by Kevin Kelly just now. So 65 pitches, 48 strikes. No walks, 8 strikeouts. As Kramer swings out of his shoes and strikes out for the 2nd time today, and that retires the side. Kevin Kelly in full control, cruise control, any control here in Rotterdam. It's tied at 0 between HCAW and Neptunus. Game 3 of the Holland Series 2022. And HCAW leading the series 2-0.
If you want some more inside information on Dutch baseball, go to honkbalsoftbal.nl or honkbalsoftbal.tv. We have a lot of great content, both articles and streams. You got interviews, you got everything that you want to know. We'll keep doing that, we'll keep providing input during the winter as well, as much as we can, of course, giving you the latest news. And also following the Dutch major leaguers, if that's for interest to you. Honkbalsoftbal.nl or honkbalsoftbal.tv.
I want to give a shout out to all the people watching from all over the world. Much appreciated. Tuning in and checking in the chat as well. My name is Jasper Roos. I'm sitting here with Jason Houtkamp. Our producer Jeroen Groenemans in charge of the camera action, the commercials, and all the other goodies. Mike Spijkerman in charge of the graphics. All doing a fantastic job. As the music The volume goes down. That means we're about to get underway again here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Dwayne Kemp, number 24, good old Dwayne Kemp, digging in. Kemp, one of only 3 Neptunus hitters to hit a base hit in his the first go around, as that first pitch by Ploeger is outside for a ball. Kemp hit a single, stole 2 bases in the inning. He stole second and then immediately after stole third as he pops this one up high into foul territory. Gakuba converging over at the dugout, but it hits the roof of the dugout, the Neptunus dugout, as he high fives one of the Neptunus guys at the dugout as he walks away. Baseball in the Netherlands, it's not a huge sport, so a lot of these guys have known each other for years, if not decades. They switch around teams quite a bit, except for Dwayne Kemp, who has played pretty much his entire career for Curaçao Neptunus. As Kemp lays down the surprise bunt, Ploeger fields it, turns, fires, and gets Kemp by a half a step. Incredible play by Jim Ploeger. Fielder cleanly turns and throws. Nice job there by the lefty starter for HCAW, who of course, as a lefty, falls towards the general side of the infield that Kemp bunted it to, so he was on his way to get it. And then a quick spin fire to first base. Nice job by Ploeger.
Like an experienced shortstop almost, it's what he did. And the surprise bunt surprised everyone. He put it down fantastically to the left side. No one saw that coming from Dwayne Kemp. And that also shows the variety of the plays that both teams can produce, both offensively as defensively. In the end, it's no one on base. Dashenko Ricardo fires it way up in the sky, pops it up to the third baseman. As Max Dreyer easily caught that ball, but it was probably the highest ball of this game so far.
As Raf is asking in the chat, does anyone know how Orlando Intema is doing? Yes, we know. He is still recovering from shoulder surgery and will not pitch anymore this year. So obviously we wish Orlando Intema a speedy recovery from his shoulder injury. He's out for the year. This Ploeger is taking a page out of Kevin Kelly's book now by not giving Christian Diaz a whole lot of time to get settled in the batter's box. Instant first pitch strike by Ploeger. As that is fouled in front of home plate by Christian Diaz, the lefty outfielder. A huge part in game 1 for Neptunus with 7 putouts in one game. It was a ball game that eventually was won by HCAW 5-4. As Ploeger throws a wiffle ball slider in there. It is a little bit outside for a ball.
Making the count 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. And the contact there for Christian Diaz. Is it gonna drop? Yes, it will drop, despite the great effort by Giandro Tromp in center field, who maybe thought he could have it with that sliding try there. Had to run all the way in from center field and just wasn't able to get to that ball in time to control it. So that's a base hit for Christian Diaz, and it's been a while since there was a base hit. Last one was for Dwayne Kemp in the 2nd inning. We're now in the 5th. Runner on first. 2 outs. And up is Shadion Yamanika. Grounded out to second base in his first at bat. Now looking to advance Christian Diaz, and he swings at that first pitch, flies way up high, and not
nice
that
catch.
easy of a catch at all, even though there was a lot of time for either one of the fielders of the defensive side to get to it. It was the second baseman, Philric Llewellyn, who got to it with a nice overhead catch, finishing this 5th inning. Score still nothing, 2-0.
We vliegen hier al jaren naar de mooiste bestemmingen.
We have a couple of people jogging on the HCAW side of the field in the bullpen area, so we may have some activity in the bullpen coming, but I do believe, is that Brandy Martina also jogging there? So maybe he's just loosening his legs. Yeah, it is indeed Brandy Martina sprinting up and down the foul line in left field over by the bullpen area for HCAW, so he might be testing out his sore legs from getting bowled over yesterday by Roger Bernardina at a play at second base. Brandy Martina, the usual leadoff hitter for HCAW. Told Jason before the game that yesterday evening he could not walk anymore, but it seems that that has turned around a little bit because he was taking some half-speed sprints up and down the left field line. As we're about to get underway again, Kevin Kelly has completed his warm-up pitches, so we're heading to the top of the 6th inning. Max Dreyer has dug in at home plate, and Kelly gets us underway here in the 6th with a strike. What else is new?
Exactly, and like Brandy Martina announced before the game, if they really need me, I might be able to even join the game. It looks like down there trying to see if he indeed will be able to join, because they are struggling offensively. HCAW with a fantastic pitching, Kevin Kelly on the mound. 1-1 is the count now for for
Max
Max
Dreyer.
Dreyer. Yes, of course.
One of many Dryers
Yep.
in Dutch baseball.
Absolutely. Big baseball family.
As Kelly fires a ball high and outside here to Max Dreyer, so we have a
3-1 count.
3-1
That's
count.
actually quite rare this game so far for Kevin Kelly to be behind 3-1. This is new for him. See if he can make it a full count. And there's the contact for Max Dreyer, right on the mark of the third baseman with an easy throw at first. And Max Dreyer being the first out here.
Yeah, it's not the most difficult play that Junior Martina has ever made in his life. It was grounded at an acceptable speed right at him, field it cleanly, and throw out Dreyer at first base. So that brings up Bob van der Meer. One of multiple Van der Meers in Dutch.
Yep.
Make that joke about multiple different baseball families, and he grounds one. Once again, it's Junior Martina charging and throwing out Van der Meer, who will remain the only HCAW batter without a strikeout by grounding out. 5-3.
Sharp as a knife.
As always. Junior Martina, two nice plays there over at third base. He was the DH during game 1 and 2. There is some communication going on there between Van der Meer and his manager, Danny Romley, in the third base box. They were yelling at each other a little, or at least Romley was yelling at Van der Meer, and Van der Meer said, sorry, raised his hand in an apologetic fashion. So curious to hear what that was about.
I think it might have been because of the first pitch swing that he had, first pitch contact that he made. I think that was against instructions of his coach, where Julian Goins fires it and it drops into right field, shallow right field. he definitely let that first pitch go like very like he was definitely listening to his coach. Okay, you're yelling at the previous batter, Bob, to let that first one go. Here you go. Lean back and swinging at the second one, and actually getting in a base hit. And we just saw a base hit from Christian Diaz. That was for the first time in 3 innings. This was the first base hit for HCAW since the very first batter of this game.
Yeah, Kelly has been incredible. As, first base is loose. Goins dove back to the bag safely and then realized that first base is not attached to the ground. So Shady and Yamanika and Kevin Kelly coming over to see if they can help with anything there. And Yamanika earning his money here as the secondary groundskeeper by reconnecting the bag.
Kevin Kelly thinks, you know what, I'm smart. I'm going to tag Julian Goins now that he's off the base. And Miguel's the first base umpire, didn't fall for it, obviously.
Yep, see something new every day at a baseball field. I don't think I've ever seen a base runner flip over the base saying, hey guys, this is not how it's supposed to be.
Nowadays they have weighted bases as well. So that's easier to move them around if you want to make the field smaller or larger, where Julian Goins is going for second base to steal, but that throw is on point by Dashenko Ricardo to his shortstop, retiring Julian Goins and getting rid of that base threat. Great play there by Dashenko Ricardo, and he keeps it clean. Still no scoring here in Rotterdam.
It's an unbelievable throw by Dashenko Ricardo. Right on the money. Goins had a great jump too. Had a pretty decent sized lead. Had a great jump. He had it completely timed. You can tell that he was wiggling his fingers right before he left just to time Kevin Kelly. And it timed perfectly. Great jump. But Dashenko Ricardo cut him down over at second base. And then Kevin Kelly with a little bit of a yell towards the HCAW dugout. Don't run on me. Don't run on my catcher. It's got to feel good for a pitcher to know that even in a scenario where you have a runner on, your team will help you out. In this case, Dashenko Ricardo with a bull at the second base, cutting down Julian Goins, trying to steal. It's a little bit of a, we've been talking about this HCAW engine, that when it runs smoothly and nicely greased, that they will manufacture some runs, that they will try and push some buttons and make the opponent work for it. That has not worked at all today. We've seen guys picked off at first, we've seen guys thrown out caught stealing, and there's not a whole lot else they've been able to do against Kevin Kelly. So a little bit of sand in the machine, sand in the cogs for HCAW today. May or may not be due to them missing Brentley Martina at the top of their lineup. Ooh, I just got a whiff of a very good toasty. Now I'm getting hungry.
First up for Curaçao Neptunus in the bottom of the 6th inning is on the top of the order, Stijn van der Meer. It's the second time this game that he can lead it off. goes for the surprise bunt as well, and the second baseman Llewellyn has to come all the way in, misses the bare hand grab over there. It's the only thing he could do because Stijn van der Meer performed really well there and put that bunt down. No, like it was nothing. Great play. But he experienced DH.
As we see in the chat that Luis is back and has excellent taste in clocks. With that, Stijn van der Meer at first base for Curaçao Neptunus, and Jim Ploeger looking to put away Giandido Tromp here. First pitch strike to Tromp, who will be looking to move van der Meer over to second base in the scoring position. Any way, shape or form possible. As the middle infield is playing double play depth. And the third baseman, oh, van der Meer completely fooled. Van der Meer thought that Ploeger was had to attempt to pick off, and he dove back to first base as Ploeger went home with the pitch. You don't see that often, so I guess Ploeger is a very deceptive pick-off movement because he had van der Meer fooled.
Oh, into the count. No one out. Runner on first. There's the contact. Falls it back. Giandido Tromp staying in this at bat. Putting pressure on Jim Ploeger.
So with 2 strikes, Max Dreyer can move back a little bit. He was playing on the infield grass earlier in the at-bat with both shortstop and second base playing double play depth. He was defending for a possible bunt attempt. But with 2 strikes, there's no need to do that, so he's moved back a couple of steps. Well behind the third base bag. Oh, that is a nice inside fastball by Ploeger. Locks up Giandido Tromp, who can't pull the trigger. So Tromp strikes out, and it's 1 away here, with Stijn van der Meer still at first base, firmly entrenched. Van der Meer, not the bag. The bag is not firmly entrenched, as we figured out before.
Yeah, you're right. The third strikeout for Jim Ploeger in this ball game. And Giandido Tromp was not happy about it. He thought that ball was too much inside. And we saw the offensive side of Curaçao Neptunus yesterday complaining quite a lot to the umpire, not agreeing with a lot of calls that he made. And now they're also turning into Edwin Luisa a couple of times already, not satisfied with the calls. Now up is John Polodius, runner on first, looking at a 1-0 count.
It's a pretty big lead by van der Meer over at first. But Ploeger goes home and throws a strike to Polodius. Van der Meer was caught stealing earlier in the ballgame, so I don't know if he's going to be looking to run here anytime soon. As Ploeger looks in and fires. Oh, there goes Van der Meer. See, that's how much I know about baseball. It's I think it's a hit and run. Polodius grounds hit to Dreyer at first base. Polodius retired, but Van der Meer moves into scoring position. It's my favorite thing when that happens, when I say, I don't think he's going to run here, and there he goes.
The commentator's curse is what they call it.
Yep.
So running in scoring position now, and Roger Bernardina is up for Curaçao Neptunus. That's a nice situation to be in. The downside is for the offensive side that there's 2 outs on the board already. So they don't have a lot of room to work with. And Ploeger fires one in. Big swing for Roger Bernardina. Went for that first pitch. Didn't connect. Strike 1.
little bit of a defensive shift going on for HCAW now with Fildrik Llewellyn, the second baseman, playing halfway to right field, way behind the dirt on the grass, taking away that hole on the right side, playing Bernardina as a pull hitter, as Ploeger wanted that pitch, but he didn't get it. Because Bernardina does have a tendency to pull baseballs. If you occasionally see a strike zone pop up on our video feed, that's an experimental strike zone. Don't look into it too much. As Ploeger gets set, delivers the pitch.
1-1 pitch, yep.
It's back-to-back pitches that Ploeger really wanted, but Edwin Luisa did not agree.
You see Coins stepping out of the batter's box a little bit to give a little bit more time for Jim Ploeger. Get his mind straight again after 2 calls that he didn't agree with. And
Big at bat, big at bat.
absolutely, you can definitely see that there's a lot of pressure on Jim Ploeger now on his shoulders. Have to carry his team through this inning. There's the contact for Roger Bernardina. The ball flies high up into center field. Not a hard ball for Giandro Tromp to catch. And that finishes the 6th inning. Still a scoreless game, 0-0.
You're watching Holland Series 2022, the finals of the Dutch Baseball League. Curaçao Neptunus from Rotterdam facing HCAW from Bussum. It's a best-of-7 series. Currently HCAW are leading 2-0 in the series. They won on Thursday night in Rotterdam. They won on Saturday at home at Bussum. And we're back in Rotterdam now for Game 3. And this series will continue next weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So no more midweek games. We only did one on Thursday night for Game 1, and then it would be weekend games only for the rest of the way. My name is Jasper Roos. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sitting here in the booth with Jason Houtkamp to my right, as well as producer Jeroen Groenemans and graphic designer Mike Spijkerman.
And also joining us online in the chat are, for example, Mirjam Echink, Gerrit-Jan Rebel, Let's Dance Raf, and of course Luis Miguel da Roja Teixeira.
Now he's just messing with us.
Yeah, likewise. No, and HCAW 4 see him as well. Ivar is joining us. Thank you very much for joining us. Tim Rodenburg, welcome to the live stream. Great to have you all around to enjoy this baseball party that's going on here. It's a real festivity.
We have one fan watching from France, sitting by the pool. I'm quite jealous.
Nice.
Watching this ball game.
Nice.
Poolside. Why not?
Oh yeah,
Why
absolutely.
not?
Although I gotta say, people over here in Rotterdam are treated as well with a nice afternoon sun. It's not too hot, but just enough for a lot of enjoyment here in Rotterdam, where we set the 7th inning on our way with leadoff batter for HCAW. The top of the order, Fildrik Llewellyn. It's the 3rd time that he can lead off the inning.
We also have West Palm Beach, Florida checking in. Filbert Llewellyn. I'm going to say that he's related to Fildrik Llewellyn, who is currently playing second base for HCAW. And welcome to you as well. Thanks for watching.
From West Palm Beach,
West
Florida.
Palm Beach, Florida. I'm going to guess that they have more sunshine than we do right now, as Kelly delivers the next pitch. It's inside for a ball.
That's ball 2, making the count 2-1 for Llewellyn. Making contact there, fouls it back, and that ball actually returns to the baseball pitch. Two and two the count now for Llewellyn, looking to get on base like he did in his first at-bat all the way at the beginning of the game. With that base hit, lets this one go for ball 3, full count. There's the full count pitch and a swing and a miss for Llewellyn, who strikes out for out number 1. And that's another strikeout for Kevin Kelly, and that gets him into double digits. Strikeout number 10 for Kevin Kelly in this game. Impressive performance by the Neptunus starter on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Next up is Victor Dreyer. And that's the first one go for ball 1.
I was right, it is indeed. Phildrick's father checking in the chat. Welcome. As Kelly has picked up right where he's left off, and that's another strike here to Victor Dreyer. So we have a 1-1 count here with 1 away. Top of the 7th inning, we're tied at zip. That's low and inside for a ball. Kelly has slowed down his pace just a little bit, which I guess is understandable because he's thrown a ton of pitches by now. So it might be tiring out to a point that I do see some Neptunus uniforms throwing in the bullpen.
Yeah, Kelly taking his time more and more between the pitches to find a little bit of ease, find a little bit of rest for his arm, which must hurt already by now. And he fires another one in for strike 2, getting the count 2-2 with 1 out on the board. Victor Dreyer invested in this at-bat. Looking for the pitch that he wants, and he swings that one, but it flies away to the left field. Far away to the left side. Fouls off. So still full count.
This will be pitch number 88 for Kelly here. That is drilled way deep in the left field, and gone. Victor Dreyer with an absolute moonshot into left field. And HCAW are out of the dugout and celebrating this breakthrough base hit. An absolute moonshot by Victor Dreyer over the left field wall. And it's 1-0 for HCAW from Bussum, and the team celebrate Dreyer upon his return to the dugout, and rightfully so, because that was a bomb, Jason.
Incredible. He was looking for the pitch, and he thought he had the same pitch in his previous swing. That fouled off. That was already far and away, but this one was right on the spot, on the sweet spot of the bat. It was a no-doubter. As soon as it left the bat, you saw it go right over the fences. Brilliant play by Victor Dreyer there, and the next one is Jandro Tromp. He grounds out to the second base. But Victor Dreyer with that solo home run, turning this game around more or less, because Kevin Kelly looked like he was invincible today. Well, Victor Dreyer decided different. And now it's Curaçao Neptunus trailing again. Again, have to find their groove, find their runs. And chasing HCAW on their home turf as well. So, yeah, Kevin Kelly looking to pick up the pace a little bit once more, getting back into that groove where he wasn't before.
It has to be so frustrating, though. He's pitching such a great game, and well, I guess as Jim Ploeger is as well on the other side of the medal, but it's got to be tough when you're pitching this well, and then there's one pitch that you would love to have back. Next thing you know, you're trailing 1-0. As Kelly is now around the strike zone a little more. 3-1 count to Kevin Dixon, the designated hitter for HCAW today. Nice breaking ball inside and low for a strike by Kelly.
Making it count 2-2 with 2 outs against Kevin Dixon. He makes contact, Kevin Dixon, but it rolls out for a foul ball. Even though Kevin Dixon was already at first base, he has to go all the way back. And that actually might help him a little bit, because that might give him a little bit more time, get Kevin Kelly out of the groove that the quick-paced groove where he wants to be in. I think that was maybe one of his mistakes, forced or not, that he took a little bit more time between the pitches as opposed to the rest of this game. Completely understandable. After the game he has been pitching so far. But that might have been just enough to get HCAW into some kind of fired up state. And there's a ball 4 for the first walk for Kevin Kelly in this game. Second in the game at all.
Jacob Markwell, pitching coach for Curaçao Neptunus, coming out to have a chat with his pitcher. No activity in the Curaçao Neptunus bullpen right now, but you'd think that they'd throw a couple of guys out there to warm up a little bit. Sometime soonish, because let's be honest, Kevin Kelly is at 97 pitches. He's about to break the 100 pitch mark, in all likelihood in the upcoming at bat against Quinton de Cuba. Let's see what the Curaçao Neptunus are going to do here. As Markwell slowly but surely makes his way back to the dugout.
And as Victor Dreyer fired one away, the chat also fired up even more. Thijs Derksen, Jesse Middelberg, Dennis van Rosmalen, welcome to the stream. Guido Derksen as well. Daan Verpalen, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for joining us. Big swing and a miss there for Quinton de Cuba. With a runner on first and 2 outs. And it's Kevin Kelly still on the mound.
That was a come at me bro fastball. Right down the middle. Let's see who wins. Another one.
Big swing again for Quinton de Cuba. Laughing a little bit, laughing it off.
Yeah,
He's like, okay,
pretty much the same pitch, back to back.
Did you all see that, or
Yeah.
did anyone close his eyes by any chance? Because
Yeah.
Kevin Dixon on first base. 2 outs, 2 strikes. And a big swing and a miss for strike 3 for Quinton de Cuba. Strikeout number 11 thrown by Kevin Kelly, but he also got that bump against by Victor Dreyer. And it's for us all time to stretch our legs for the 7th inning stretch.
As Jim Ploeger has come out for the bottom of the 7th inning. But there is activity in the HCAW bullpen. That's Jared Mortensen, the Canadian late addition to the roster, late into the season. Pitched for Heideheim Heidekopfe in the German league. And he is now currently on the HCAW team. And he has picked up a baseball and he is warming up in the HCAW bullpen. So we will keep an eye on him for you as Ploeger is about to get us underway here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch strike to Junior Martina, playing third base today for Curaçao Neptunus. Was a DH for the first game, for both first games. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Game 1 and 2, he was the DH. He's playing third base now, and he's looking at an 0-1 count. Ploeger fires the second pitch, and that's the ball. Ploeger at 83 pitches. The strikeout by Kelly of Quinton de Cuba, the last pitch that struck out de Cuba, was pitch number 100 for Kevin Kelly in the ball game. Ploeger at 82 right now, as he gets Martina to chase an off-speed pitch right there for a strike. So it's 1-2, nobody out here at the start of the bottom of the 7th. Different number. As Martina grounds that one foul, up a foot outside of the field of play. So the count hangs at 1-2, and we'll do it again. The pitch is low. We get a check swing over first base, but no, he did not go. So Junior Martina clawing his way back in the count, now 2-2. As Ploeger fires it in, and that's popped up and out of play over our heads onto the roof. And yeah, another one. Yeah, we got a double whammy here. So still 2-2 as Junior Martina is taking his time getting ready in the box. He's choking up on the bat just a little bit. As Ploeger fires and delivers, and that is strike 3, swinging for Junior Martina. And that brings up Dwayne Kemp. Kemp 1 for 2 today with 2 stolen bases. And an excellent walk-up song. First pitch strike by Ploeger, so 0-1 count to Dwayne Kemp, and still no activity in the Neptunus bullpen. So even with the 100 pitch mark under his belt, Kevin Kelly looks like he will be coming back out for the next inning. As Kemp lines it foul over the first base dugout, the home team dugout, and into the seats. So Ploeger quickly ahead 0-2 here, looking to put away Kemp. He winds, fires, and Kemp shatters his bat. Follows the baseball into the stands, and
half of the bat ends up. Jim Ploeger's feet. He's gonna bring the half of the bat back to the dugout himself.
He's like, I don't need this. Here, kid, take this, do something nice with it.
Yep. Hang it up over the fireplace or inside.
You ever break a bat?
Not on purpose.
Yeah, I broke one once. I had one wood bat when I was a kid. Broke it in half and hung it above my bed.
Exactly. Yeah. It's always a nice reminder of the brute force that you got in yourself.
As a 9-year-old, yeah.
Dwayne Kemp returning to the batter's box, as well as Julian Goins, the catcher, getting ready to get everything underway again. It's an 0-2 count with 1 out, no one on base.
Let's see if this new lumber will help Kemp reach base here.
There you go. Actually might. Yep. That drops into center field. Again, a nice try by Giandro Tromps, the center fielder, but just not in time to make it to that ball. And it was a nice line drive by Dwayne Kemp with his new bat. So maybe it was actually lucky enough to break his bat, to find a new one.
He needed to break that bad juju. By snapping the bat, that's the turnaround point.
Exactly. Nice base hit. It's his second of this game. It's the 6th in total for Curaçao Neptunus.
Let's see if he's going to run again. He stole 2 bases off Ploeger earlier in the game. As that pitch is low. Nice block by Goins right there, by the way. If that ball bounces away from the catcher, then pretty good chance that Kemp takes off because he's a very aggressive base runner. And as this inning is now extended with the runner on base, we do see some white jerseys headed towards the bullpen for Curaçao Neptunus. As Ploeger gets set, looks over at Kemp, fires home with a quick slide step. Almost loses his balance right there and tips over.
He was looking at the umpire to see when is your arm going up? That was a good ball. What are you doing? Nope, it didn't. It was ball 2. Making the count 2-0. Dashenko Ricardo looking to advance Dwayne Kemp, but falls this one away to the left side. That's strike 1.
Kevin Bucker is one of the pitchers currently hanging around in the bullpen area. He's not throwing yet, so something to keep an eye on as he is now returning back to the dugout. So I guess he was just out there to catch some fresh air or something. 2-1 count to Dashenko Ricardo as there goes Kemp, and he will be out at second base is the call by Roy van der Wateringen. So yet another base runner cut down. We've seen Stijn van der Meer get thrown out. Dwayne Kemp now got thrown out. And we also saw on the HCAW side a couple of runners either thrown out or caught in pickles. So a lot of action on the base paths, but a lot of unsuccessful action. And that did take the bat out of Dashenko Ricardo's hands just a little bit.
Big celebration by Julian Goins, the catcher, with again such a nice smooth throw, laser beam to second base, and Dashenko Ricardo makes contact but retires with a ground out to the second base. Julian Goins knew how important that pickoff was, the caught stealing. He knows the stakes that are at stake right now and absolutely smashed it to second base to get Dwayne Kemp, of all people, off those bases. He thinks, not again, Dwayne, not again, not like your first at bat when you got on first base as well. You stole second base and third base. It's not gonna happen again, my friend.
We're trying to have a good time here. I'm trying to get Jason to dance with me, but he's not interested.
I'm invested in
the chat.
Luis Miguel da Rocha. Okay. I'll find how to pronounce it.
Yes.
By the end,
that's your assignment for this week.
Exactly. By the end of the Holland Series, I will have his name pronounced exactly the way it should be.
Kevin Kelly back out on the mound, throwing his warm-up pitches. 11 strikeouts and a walk for Kevin Kelly today, but he's also given up the one run that is the difference in the ball game. A long home run by Victor Dreyer.
As we're approaching inning number 8, I want to thank you all for joining us. My name is Jason Houtkamp. Alongside me is Jasper Roos. 2 pretty Dutch names, I would say. Except we're talking English. That's because of our international audience that we're also providing with nice commentary. We're also streaming on international platforms. So that's why we're not speaking Dutch right now.
Yeah, Jason is definitely a very Dutch name.
Jason, mainly the Jason part, not Houtkamp.
Not the Houtkamp,
no, the Jason part is very Dutch.
As Kelly gets us underway, Jules Kramer in the batter's box. That first pitch just a little bit high for a ball. As Kramer attempts a bunt, but chops it foul. Strike 1, 1-1.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of surprise bunts already, mainly by the Neptunus side. Dwayne Kemp and Stijn van der Meer trying it. One was more successful than the other. Stijn van der Meer actually got on base with a surprise bunt. Dwayne Kemp got thrown out by Jim Ploeger. Nevertheless, they are trying everything and anything to get on base, to get something going. And Jules Kramer looking at the 2-2 count now. There's the contact. It grounds to shortstop John Polodius, and that's usually for him quite an easy out. 6-3. And next up is indeed Max Dreyer, third baseman. But he also used to play shortstop, second base. He's a very versatile player in the infield. Can play more or less everywhere. And very successfully as well.
That's a good pitch by Kelly. Just a little bit high. Can you see the jersey number on the guy warming up in the bullpen? I think it's Kevin Bucker, but I can't tell. Is it 32? I think it is.
I'm sorry, but you're the wrong man to ask. I still need my glasses. Still haven't got them.
Yeah.
Okay, we got confirmation.
Our producer confirms it's indeed Kevin Bucker now warming up in the bullpen, as we already thought he would do an inning ago. But for now, Kelly still on the mound.
Let's this one go for ball 3. Making the count 3-1.
Also warming up, just not as actively as Bucker, appears to be Jaden Gonesh in the Neptunus bullpen.
And there's the contact for Max Dreyer. Pops it way up to Dwayne Kemp at second base. Easy catch for him, easy out. That's the second out. And one more to go, but still HCAW in the lead. So they will focus more on the defensive side rather than the offense at this point in the game, especially with the fact that there's only 2 more offensive innings to come for Curaçao Neptunus. They just have to get it close and just have to extend the pitching for Kevin Kelly to tire him out, and Bob van der Meer absolutely not happy with that call over there. Even pointing where it was, that's usually enough for an umpire to give him a solid warning. They don't do that. I saw where it was, and it was a strike. Second one was a ball. 1-1 the count, and there's the contact. Fouling away to the right side. For strike 2.
As I'm now being told that it's not Jaden Gonesh in the bullpen, it's actually Amarencio Franca, an infielder, just throwing some baseballs left and right. Just make sure we're factually accurate, as Bob van der Meer grounds this one to Junior Martina over at third. He throws it to first base. That's Shaden Yamanika with the grab, and that retires the side. So a quick inning for Kevin Kelly as we head to the next half inning.
The 6th 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, Kelly, definitely I'm just refreshing my page to see real quick to see how many pitches he's at now. 114 is the number of pitches for Kevin Kelly. As Jim Ploeger returns to the mound to the sweet tones of Sweet Caroline. Ploeger had 97 pitches, 67 strikes, 4 strikeouts and 1 walk, 6 hits given up and nothing else.
No changes in this 8th inning. Going to the second half of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th with Christian Diaz leading it up for Curaçao Neptunus. Right fielder playing with number 10. And time is running out for the home team. They have to get something started. And they have to do it quick. Because it might be too late. We're nearing the end of the game. Bottom of the 8th. Two more at-bats for the team.
Lots of activity meanwhile in the HCAW bullpen. We'll get you up to speed right after this as Diaz lines it into center field. Easy play for Jandro Tromp. We have 3 pitchers currently in the bullpen for HCAW. 2 of them are working at a time. I see Nick Kerr walking around. Jasper Elfrink is warming up as well. And still throwing Jared Mortensen.
We got a new batter as well.
We have a pinch hitter.
Yeah.
Be number 9. Greg Miller.
Greg Miller. Yeah, with his mustache.
I was going to say, should have been able to. I was not looking at the screen,
Yep.
but I would have recognized the mustache anywhere.
Yeah.
So Gregory Muller, pinch hitting here in the bottom of the 8th inning, trying to get something done, and he does not waste any time going after the first pitch he sees from Jim Ploeger. He swings right through it for strike 1. Nothing would make me happier than to see Greg Muller reach base here as he swings through that one. High intensity ball player. Leaves it all out on the field, as they say.
Big, strong guy. Let's have one go for strike 3. Called strike, and he's like, okay, well, you know what? I'll go back to the dugout. He was going to fight almost Edwin Luisa, but he didn't. He thought it was way on the outside, but
like I said, high intensity ball player.
High intensity indeed.
A little upset.
There you go. Called strikeout though. That's not what you want to see from your pinch hitter. And we're back on the top of the order. Stijn van der Meer, the DH.
Looks at strike 1 by Ploeger, who is in a groove once more at 102 pitches now.
Stijn van der Meer, one of the 2 players of Curaçao Neptunus who got on base in this ball twice in this ball game, but it's not gonna happen a 3rd time. He's gonna fly out to center field, ending this inning, and that leaves not much more time for Curaçao Neptunus to get back into this game.
We vliegen hier al jaren naar de mooiste bestemmingen.
We zorgen voor het lekkerste eten, verkoelende zwembaden, de vetste glijbanen, de beste stranden. En we staan altijd voor je klaar met onze pakketgaranties.
Dat doen we al meer dan 20 jaar.
En dat blijven we doen.
Dus boek gerust je vakantie bij Corendon.
Naar de zon met Corendon!
Let me call you welcome, welcome to my island. We say Bombini, so put on your douchey smile. While we say Bombini, cool.
as we're sitting about 2 meters away from the official scorers and scoreboard operators and stadium announcers. And one of the official scorers today is Dennis Duin, who is also a well-known official scorer for many softball games, World Cups, Baseball Week as well. Baseball Week official scorer and stadium announcer with you, one of your partners when you're the stadium announcer, Jason, for Baseball Week.
In the final, I had the pleasure to have him next to me. Incredibly nice guy and absolutely knowledgeable about anything about baseball and softball. Great scorer as well.
Yeah, the other
pleasure to have next to you also as an announcer.
One of the nicest guys in Dutch baseball is his partner in crime today for official scoring is Linda Steiger. By the way, just to complete that little circle. Yeah, I was waving at Dennis during the commercial break, and he waved right back. That's the kind of guy he is. As Kelly throws a strike to Julian Goins.
Great guy. 1-1 account now for Julian Goins. Trying to maybe add another run to the one that they already have on the board, but definitely mainly focusing on defending that following half inning. Defending that lead. That's where their heads are right now. Big swing and a miss. Strike two. Making the count 2-2.
Goins has played an excellent ball game today, but has played a very good series as a whole. As the starting catcher for HCAW. Very good defense, has been on base a couple of times in the series. It was a very nice breaking ball, but just a little bit inside.
Full count now. More pitches for Kevin Kelly. And the ball gets fouled back and away. A little bit of a defensive swing there. But if you hit it well, it can still fly off, take off, and do some damage to that Neptunus defense. Right there, put some pressure on it.
This is pitch number 120 coming up here by Kelly, as it is grounded to second base by Goins, fielded cleanly by Kemp, thrown to Greg Muller, who is currently in the game at first base. And that retires Julian Goins, which means Fildrik Llewellyn will make his way to the plate to get another at bat. Llewellyn 1 for 3 on the day today. Reached as the first hitter of the game.
Got picked off onto the first
indeed.
base. And then 2 strikeouts. So definitely doesn't want to go for that sombrero. 3 strikeouts. Definitely looking for some contact. Let's this one go for ball 1. After that first pitch, which was a strike 1. Big swing for strike 2. Kevin Kelly picking up the pace once more in this last inning. Maybe last inning. That's not sure, of course. There's the grounder from John Polodius. It was a hard one, though. It was a hard play that he had to make. The throw wasn't good enough to get caught by Greg Muller, the first baseman. And so that means that Fildrik Llewellyn indeed makes it again to first base.
As we await the verdict of our official scorers to see if they're going to score that a throwing error, a fielding error, or an infield hit.
Yeah,
we're still waiting.
I would say.
Yep, it's an error.
Error. Yeah.
That is the right decision. First error in the ball game. It's been a very cleanly played ball game.
Yeah.
The pitching doing the heavy lifting today for both teams. Kevin Kelly and Jim Ploeger have been excellent. As Victor Dreyer, the current player of the game, since the only run that's on the board came courtesy of a long home run off of his bat. Right fielder for HCAW. Smacked a baseball over the wall in left field in his last at bat to put his team in front. As Llewellyn dives back to first. safely on the pickoff attempt by Kelly.
And we're here in Rotterdam after a failed pickoff attempt like that. We need to say Fapo.
Another one.
And then you say, yeah, we already had that.
Yeah. 126 pitches so far for Kevin Kelly. It's unbelievable. As he winds and delivers to Dixon, that's to Dreyer, excuse me, and that's a strike.
The Fapo being a nod to Lex Loyen, one of those super people to have in the club who does everything. He coaches, but is mainly known for his work on the scoreboard over here. For years and years he has been alongside Helene, the stadium announcer, and he passed away earlier this year, Lex Loyen. And will be missed in this club and in baseball at all. There is a hit and run, even though the ball flies out to a left field. Frederick Llewellyn heads back to first base, and he's bummed out that he couldn't make it to second base. Wanted that ball to drop because it was a nice hit and run for some.
Oh, someone got doubled up.
Yes.
I was looking away for just a second. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I was checking my score sheet. I was like, all right, so let's write that down. I look up and Llewellyn is retired. Well, alrighty then.
I'm not entirely sure what happened.
No. Well, the people at home probably are, because they saw the feed, and I was looking away. We'll wait until I'm being told that apparently Frederick Llewellyn passed second base, then had to return to first base because of the catch, but did not tag second base on the way back.
Okay.
So he overstepped the base, so he should have, obviously when you pass a base, if you have to return, you have to touch the base on the way back, and apparently he jumped over it.
Okay.
Or he didn't realize that he had passed second base, or either way, I
didn't notice that he passed second base either, to be honest, but that actually.
Yeah, so I guess that's it. And we still have a little bit of an argument going on. Danny Romley still on the field behind second base, talking to Roy van der Wateringen, the second base umpire. So yeah, that's it. So he ran past second base and then returned to first. And he has to touch second base on the way back, and he didn't. So a heads-up play by the Neptunus defense. Let's also give them credit for that. And now it's a matter for HCAW to focus, because we have a new pitcher. Jim Ploeger's day is done. It is Jared Mortensen, the big Canadian, taking over.
Nieuw pitcher op de heuvel van HCAW, de pak nummer 26, Jared Mortensen, vervangen door Jim Ploeger. Die voor de 8 innings met de werpcijfers 25 slag, 1 keer weer wijd, tegen 6 omslagen tegen en zijn maakte geen fout.
So Ploeger's day is done. He was excellent today for HCAW. That rhymes accidentally.
Yeah, nice.
Final line for Ploeger. For those of you at home keeping score. 8 innings, 6 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts on 103 pitches. And he makes way for Jared Mortensen, the big Canadian from Abbotsford, British Columbia. Louisiana State University product, former LSU Tiger who recently pitched in many different leagues, in Indie Ball, in the Canadian American League, in the Frontier League, in Germany. Well-traveled ball player, and it's his job here to close out this ball game and secure the 3rd win in a row for HCAW, the Holland Series, as he Throws pitch number 1. It's outside to Giandido Tromp for a ball.
Last opportunity for Curaçao Neptunus to get back into this game and deflect the defeat. And trailing by 3-0 in the series. They have one more chance to do that, and that's right now. They got to stand up. They have a nice lineup coming up. It's Giandido Tromp at bat right now. Who swings and foul tips it. And then the next up is John Polodius, and after that is Roger Bernardina. So there's some strong guys coming up who definitely can make a difference in the blink of an eye. So Jared Mortensen knows what he has to do, what he has to bring. He has to bring his A game.
Mortensen, 34 years old, so a veteran of baseball. As he throws that pitch, that is lined into left field, and that is a base hit for Giandido Tromp. Fielded cleanly by Jules Kramer and thrown back in to Bob van der Meer and Frederik Llewellyn. So we have a leadoff batter on here for Curaçao Neptunus, and they are not ready to give up just yet. So Giandido Tromp at first base, and you see on the left side of your screen John Polodius walking to the plate. On the right side of your screen in the on-deck circle, Roger Bernardina, like Jason said. It's not an easy part of the lineup to make your way through if you're Jared Mortensen.
Polodius showing the bunt there. And that's something for Jared Mortensen to keep into consideration, that he actually might bunt this one to advance Giandido Tromp to the second base in this case. But then again, you never know with John Polodius. He has a lot of power as well to drill it into the field. Showing the bunt again, puts it up. Yes, he put. Drops it. No, oh my. That's Quinton de Cuba drops it, and there's some confusion going on.
But did that ball? Yeah, it's a fair ball. Okay, so they finally call it a fair ball, and now Roy van der Wateringen says foul ball. So we have one umpire calling it a fair ball. We have one umpire calling it a foul ball. We have. I'm not sure if Van der Wateringen is gesturing that time has been called or that it's a foul ball, but he's got his hands up in the air. We got Polodius partaking in the conversation between Riley Ligito and Edwin Luisa. We have someone else from the Neptunus dugout talking to Nick Elsoff over at first base about where that ball landed, because if the Cuba was in foul territory, made contact with the baseball and then dropped it in foul territory, it's a foul ball, and Polodius is, well, not out. But if they ruled it a fair ball, that it was touched in fair territory by the Cuba, and that seems to be the consensus. So it was not a foul ball called by Van der Wateringen, it was a time called. So only Polodius is retired right now. Giandido Tromp still at first base, so one away here. They'd never make it easy on us.
No. But this is quite an interesting play here, because you can also think, did Quinton de Cuba drop it by accident? Did he drop it on purpose to create confusion, to maybe get two guys out, or to get one out? I mean.
All right, we're back to baseball. One away here, runner at first base. Jared Mortensen fires, and that's a strike to Roger Bernardino. As both Jasper Elfrink and Nick Keur are warming up in the bullpen for HCAW. Kevin Bakker still warming up, or once again warming up in the Neptunus bullpen. Bernardino with the bright orange bat, looking in against Mortensen, and that pitch is inside for a ball.
It's a very snappy wind-up. Mortensen doesn't take a lot of time to deliver the ball and throws pretty high-paced balls as well. 1-1 the count with 1 out. Runner on first. Roger Bernardina looking for the ball. That might have been it. No, it was ball number 2.
Close.
Yep.
Mortensen stares into his catcher. Julian Goins receives the signs. This is what I want you to throw. As that is fouled back and over our heads. And oh, that came,
nice.
wow. That came through the netting. We have this huge netting right above our heads that prevents baseballs from getting through, but oh yeah, Sepp Visser standing next to us actually got the ball. There's a substantial pine tar spot on it.
Yeah, actually.
So yeah, there we go. Take that home, Sepp. You got a nice little souvenir. As Bernardina now faced with a 2-2 count against Mortensen, who fires and delivers, and that's
Another one.
another one, and that will also get through the netting, only this time out of our reach.
Roger Bernardina providing us with some gifts, some nice memories of this ball game. We're looking at game 3 in the Holland Series. HCAW leading 2-0 in the series. They're leading 1-0 in this ball game. And we're in the 9th inning, bottom of the 9th. It's the last chance for Curaçao Neptunus to get back into this ball game. Or if they don't, if they can't provide in this at-bat, they're looking at a 3-0 deficit in this series against HCAW, who can finish it off next Saturday at home. But it's not that far yet. We have a runner on first, 1 out. We have a 2-2 count for Roger Bernardina. Swings and misses. And that's strikeout number 1 for Mortensen. And a big out for HCAW. Two out now, looking on the scoreboard. And Junior Martinez stepping in the batter's box. Jandido Trump is waiting on first base. But as we know, with this score, little memory throwback to the Hompelweek. There's also Japan was leading 1-0. Runner on first with 2 outs. And the Netherlands won that game. There's strike 1 thrown by Mortensen. And the crowd that came from Bussum for the HCAW fans are getting crowdy. They're getting hefty. They're getting right invested into this ball game. Rooting for their pitcher. The ball's up for ball 1.
Neptunus
1-1 the count, 2 outs. Runner up first.
Really looking to keep the hope alive, but it's looking grim for the Rotterdam team here. Despite out-hitting HCAW 7-3 today, they're trailing 1-0 on the Victor Dreyer home run late in the game. As Martina pops it foul and into the seats. So down to their final strike are Curaçao Neptunus here in game 3. And a win here would put HCAW 1 win away from their first national title in forever.
Big pitch here. The audience of the fans of HCAW are clapping with the 2 outs. The ball's up and high for ball 2. And the count goes on and the pitching goes on and this at bat goes on. It's not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't over till it's over. Especially in baseball, that's a golden saying.
2-2, 2 outs as Mortensen gets set, ready to deliver the next pitch. And he fires and it's fouled to the screen by Junior Martino.
He's also thinking of defending these pitches right now. He has to. He can't let one go at the risk of striking out here. either contact or a ball.
Runner will be in motion. No, there will not be in motion. The scoreboard just had the wrong ball. Strikes on, so it's 2-2, 2 outs as Martina grounds it foul to third base.
Jandiro Tromp is on his feet. He is sharp as a knife to get to that second base. He was already there. He has to return to first. But there was again the contact, either a contact or a ball. It's 2-2 the count with 2 outs. A runner on first. Pressure is high for both Mortensen and Junior Martina. What a duel this is. Who will win this one? It's gonna be Jared Mortensen. No, it's not. It's a foul ball. It's a foul ball. Even though HCAW was already running out of the dugout, they came flying at it, but no. The rule says touched it and bounced into the batter's box, so foul ball.
Goins saying that he caught it outright, that it's a foul tip into his glove, and then it's a strikeout. He said it did not touch the ground. And Daniel Omley is requesting the umpire crew to get together to talk it over. They should check this with potentially maybe Roy van der Wateringen, who had a clear view of home plate. Goins claiming that was a foul tip into his glove, and that would mean that it's a strikeout. Whereas Edwin Luisa, who cannot see that ball hit the ground from where he's standing right behind the catcher, he couldn't. There's no way he can see that.
Foul ball.
They're calling it a foul ball. Yeah. Yep. I guess there was nothing. They didn't have enough to overturn that decision.
No, they saw it. He clearly, he right away notified everyone that it did touch the ground. So foul ball.
Yeah, but there's no way he can see that because there's a catcher in between him and the ball. So if he's not 100% sure, you have to check with your fellow umpires.
He looked pretty sure to me, to be honest. I'm not sure. Maybe he had a gap in somewhere that he could actually see it or notice it. Anyway, the count is still 2-2. Still 2 outs. Still runner on first. And still this battle continues between Mortensen and Junior Martina. Who will comes out? There's the delivery. There's the contact. It goes to second base. And the out is made at the second base. 4-6. And that means the third win for HCAW in this Holland Series. Taking a 3-0 lead. Winning twice in Rotterdam as the visitors. And they're taking it to Bussum next week on Saturday, where they can finish off this Holland Series 2022.
This is a phenomenal ball game, especially the pitching today has been absolutely stunning. Kevin Kelly was phenomenal for Curaçao Neptunus. Jim Ploeger did a hell of a job for HCAW, and it only required one long home run by Victor Dreyer to decide this ball game. A 1-0 win for HCAW. They now lead the Holland Series 3-0 in the best of 7. They are 1 win away from a national title. We'll do it all again, Jason, next week, Saturday, in Bussum.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us all. Make sure to follow our socials, to go to the website to find out more interviews and post-game stuff that you really want to see. For now, we thank you all for joining us. HCAW beats Curaçao Neptunus and take it to Saturday to finish it off. See you next week, 2 p.m. sharp on Saturday.